Just getting, oh, it's got slotted rotors on it too. Just getting to this place, special place, where we're going to pick up the special project. And then we see this bad boy. Whew, beautiful. Now we're doing some James Bond stuff. Going around back seeing if we can see his car hanging around somewhere.
Where's it at? Oh man, look at that Porsche with the tail on it.
Oh,
Man.
Hold up. Over the fence footage.
Oh man, it's
exclusive.
got GT3 with the roll cage. It says Alex Shop. Oh, that's where they go tracking with.
991.
And there it is. Yeah, right there. There's the there she is.
There's the project.
Alright, let's go
Excited. You excited, Dad?
Man, I can't wait.
Excited.
6 feet in.
Well, I haven't seen one of these in very close proximity before, so this is going to be quite the treat.
Oh, what is that? Oh,
This is going to be quite the treat. Oh,
what?
yeah, I've never walked up to one in person. It's one of my dream cars.
Look, it's got a canard on it.
Oh, child. Huh. Look at that beauty. Oh. Beauty.
GT3 gets.
Just, I'm asking because some people I don't know, for whatever reason.
I don't want. They have nothing to do with SMG again.
You guys gonna drive it back?
All right. Let's take a look at this baby. They did it. So that's the surprise project that's been worked on. The SMG M3 is now a 6-speed M3. There was a conversion mod made to it. Something I didn't think was very possible and definitely not very cheap. But apparently it can be done.
What?
This is crazy.
Oh,
crazy.
look at this. Short throw. Oh.
He said the dining short throw?
Yep. Oil changed.
So how much did all this cost anyways?
$3,200.
For everything?
Yep.
Parts too?
Yep.
Dang. So for $3,200, you can head down here to I forget what this place is called, and get your SMG M3 converted into a 6-speed manual, which my dad would tell you is highly recommended because he's been having issues with his SMG. So, what's this place called?
Alex Shop.
Alex Shop in California.
Oh my god. I gotta set this up, man.
Yeah, there's a E92 M3 over there too. It's a convertible.
I'll pass on the convertibles.
Well, it's a hardtop at least. Oh man, and you got the dining short shifter on there. $3,200, huh?
3,200 bones.
I thought it would cost way more than that. So how's it feel, man?
Feels real good.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It's been a while.
How's the clutch pedal feel too? Is it?
It's real good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Fuck yeah, new car.
So yeah, I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat, but I was choking on something earlier. Dad thought I was gonna die or something, and he wasn't gonna resuscitate me because we don't believe in that CPR stuff.
Yeah, you just dead, man.
I was just gonna die. No, I think he would. punched me in the chest or something and saved me. Yeah, I think that's what he would have done. So now it's car wash time and
oil change.
Oil change time, then car wash.
Take a minute.
Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm going to be continuing off of what I was talking about a few days ago, I guess. A couple days ago. Yeah, a couple days ago at this point. Well, I was talking about the manual conversion of the M3 from conversion from the SMG into the manual. We took it to a place called, I forget what it's called. I said it earlier in the video, but we took it to that, my dad took it to that place to get it converted from an SMG to being a manual. And he told you what the price was. It was around $3,200, I think he said, which was going to be a lot cheaper than what it would have cost to actually fix the SMG system, which was going to be around $6,000. So he decided to convert it to being a manual, as you know, he likes manual more anyways, less janky than the SMG system of the E46 M3. Now, the results of it were a little shoddy. To me, it's incredible that they were able to convert the SMG to the manual. I'm sure there had to be a lot of work to go into that. Probably not as much as it would be to convert a typical automatic into a manual, because the SMG system of the M3 is already like really close to being a manual car as it is. With that being said, the results were, I don't think they were that great. Sure, it's cool that it's a manual now and you get more control. Manuals are all that in a bag of chips, but the results of it weren't that great. Unfortunately, I'm not with the M3 right now, so I can't show you what I'm going to be talking about. So try to envision what I'm, going to try to explain to you. So I guess disclaimer in this, I don't know if manuals need to be broken in or not when they're brand new. I've never had a brand new manual car before, so that's a little bit of disclaimer there. So going off of that, the manual conversion it's a bit rough. It was definitely a bit rough. For some reason, when trying to shift into first gear, it was strange. It was like the car was trying to catch the gear, but also I'm not even really sure how to explain it. The car would just stutter and die, as if you weren't, pressing the gas enough for the car or for the gears to catch. You know how all that works if you're a manual driver. It was as if even though we had our foot pressed all the way down on the clutch pedal, for some reason it just seemed like we were trying to put it in gear and drive without putting our foot on the pedal, on the gas pedal, for the clutch and the disc to catch or whatever. For some reason it just felt like it was telling itself that we weren't doing that, even though our foot was totally down on the clutch, on the clutch pedal, and not pressing any gas or anything. It would just act like we were not putting enough gas down or something. Like, I guess a way to explain it is that it seemed like the clutch pedal wasn't engaging fully as it should have, which is a bit strange. So because of this, the car would stall. The car would just shut off and die. It would do that a lot when our foot was pressed all the way in for the clutch pedal and not doing anything. It would just start stuttering and just shut off. It was just weird. The next issue we were having was that there was a lot of play with the knob, the shift knob. Like, if we had it in gear, typically, at least from my experience, when you have the shift knob in gear, there's no play in it. It's just sat in there like snug as a bug. It's not going anywhere. But when we shift it into gears, we can take the shift knob and just kind of move it side to side, almost as if it was in neutral. It was just the weirdest thing. There was a lot of play with it, so it wasn't very solid. Getting into fifth gear was very troublesome. If you didn't push it all the way up into fifth gear, as a feeling like you're going to break something, it was not going into fifth gear. If you just pressed it up and thought you were kind of in fifth gear, like from the initial push, you were not in gear, and the clutch and everything would just keep spinning like the gears aren't catching. There's nothing there. You had to keep pushing it up, like as hard and as far as you can go, where you feel the initial resistance as if you already hit that wall of how far you can go to put the gear, or put the gear in. God, I'm having such a hard time explaining this without being able to show it. But if you don't push it up even further, it won't catch gear, it won't be in gear, you'll just be spinning, and it's all bad, especially when you're like trying to shift really quickly. it's a nightmare. So the conversion wasn't that great. I mean, it's amazing that they were able to do it, but from a shop that has a lot of Porsches in it, I would have thought that they would have done a better job with it, especially because from what I understand, they've done a conversion like that before. So my advice for you people that are thinking about converting your M3's SMG to a manual, keep in mind of the shop. I believe it's called Alex Shop or something in California. I'm not sure if I can actually recommend them to doing it. Maybe see if you can get another shop to do it, or just not do it at all, because this is just from my experience with that one shop. I don't know if every shop's results will be the same, but from our results from this shop that we went to in California, it's not a very good conversion. It's actually kind of dangerous, seeing how first gear the car would just die. It didn't happen too often, but it happens often enough to be a concern. There's a lot of play when you're in gears with the shift knob, shift lever, and fifth gear is really hard to get into. I don't know if brand new manual cars need to be broken in or not, but it's very dangerous. I definitely did not enjoy driving that car back. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not with the car to show you it. When we got back in town, I was just so tired and exhausted. I didn't feel like doing a follow-up video or follow-up talk about it because we were on the road for like 20 plus hours. So there's that. I'll be seeing the car again sometime soonish, and I'll do a follow-up video showing how the car is a little bit. I won't be driving it because like I said, I just do not enjoy driving it as a manual. Maybe if it was a stock manual, it would be totally different. I haven't driven a stock M3 before, but I'll tell you right now, this conversioned M3, if that's how you say it, it's not that great, and I would not recommend it, or at least I would not recommend going to that shop. And I feel bad for saying this because the guys at the shop are really cool. They're really cool guys. They had some really nice cars, really nice Porsches. And so I have faith in them, but I don't know. This is just all bad. It was not very good, and it's scary to drive that car. It really is. I don't like driving that car. I've driven other manuals before. Obviously, I know how to drive a manual. I mean, I've driven several manual cars before, and that's probably... It's hard to say if it's the worst. There was a truck I drove once that was manual that was pretty bad, but it was manageable, like easily manageable once you got it down. And it didn't take that long to understand that manual. But for this M3's conversion, it was really hard to understand it, or even when we did understand it, it was still really hard and scary to drive it, and I just did not enjoy that at all. So if you're thinking about converting, really think about it. I also wouldn't suggest that shop in California. I know the SMGs can be very expensive to repair, but at this point I feel like that's worth more than converting to a manual. And again, this is just from a perspective of somebody that doesn't know if a brand new manual needs to be broken in or not, and if it's just that shop. Like I said, other shops can be different with their conversions, but this one in particular with their, completed work, I can't recommend it. I really cannot. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me down below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Like I said, I'll try to do a follow-up video when I'm around the M3 again, so I can kind of show it a little bit more of the results. Again, I won't be driving it because I don't want to drive it. It's not fun to drive at all. But thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, like the video, hit that thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it. If not, hit the thumbs down. I understand. Subscribe to the channel. I like to do vlogs, talk about gaming news, tech news, Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I can't say Pokemon enough. And I try to do videos on cars whenever I can. I am a poor college student, so the car stuff will probably be something later on in life when I can afford it more. So for now, yeah, that's essentially what my channel is about. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.